Hey everybody, what's going on? Got to get this off of here. How's everybody doing today? Welcome. It's a nighttime lounge. Oh no, I almost forget what theme I was in. It's a nighttime office. How's that music for tonight? Is it like freaking you out or is it chilling you out? What's going on? Let me see who's here. Hi guys, Ann Ober, of course, you're back. Christy, Nancy, Lorraine, Gwendolyn, hi, Montana. I put my little reindeer in the background, and that's kind of like the mountains of Montana. There's a lot of big changes coming today, Lori, don't you worry. All right, Rita, how you doing? Glad everybody's catching me live. Usually. It's Delilah music, Kelly, yeah. Are we all going to do a little dance, make a little love? See the reindeer in the background? Yeah, it's a chill night. You guys feeling the chill energy? I bet. So the office is usually full of energy and full of surprises. And today it is. It's full of energy and full of surprises, but the energy's relaxed, but the surprises are big, if that makes any sense. So, yes. So I wanted to bring up that if you missed the episode of The Porch last week, usually The Porch doesn't air every week, but if you missed the episode of The Porch last week, you want to probably give that a go because it was a pretty interesting episode. I actually showed up on my friend's porch who lived like a couple hours away and shocked her into like just showing up and webcasting with her on her porch. So you got to check that out. And I'm sorry for some of you that didn't get to view the lounge on Friday. Everybody's schedules kind of got changed, and we figured it might be best to just have it this Friday coming up. So with the big shifts in energy, I'm not surprised that it needed to be rescheduled. But on Friday, you guys are going to have a great show because guess who's coming back? That's right, Bob Grant. And we're going to have two ladies being assessed. We're also going to have our house band, April, May, and the June Bugs back on. And we're going to have some lovely other things. So it's going to be like a party like it was last week. So you don't want to miss it, Friday at 9 o'clock. So Kelly, you loved Dr. J. I know. Me and Dr. J had awesome chemistry. Well, we've been friends for almost 20 years, so we should, right? So it was nice to have her on. I love bringing the crew on. People I've known for a long time, love bringing them on. And like I said, the office at night, we can make it a little more relaxed. It's okay. So, I love to tell you guys what I'm doing. And, Lisa loved The Porch. Lisa loved it. The Porch was great last week. And, I just, I like to tell you guys all the other things that I do because you all think that, I just talk to spirits all day long, but that's not really what I do all the time. I just did a leadership seminar virtually for Adelphi University. And it was via Zoom. And we were talking about good leadership and what makes good leaders. And usually I do a Connection Beyond Live event there every year, but because this year we had to do something virtually, we did a virtual leadership seminar. So I just got done with that. And so I was in more of my corporate mode, and I brought a little intuition in there. And then at the end of the seminar, I kind of shocked them. She was like, why don't you tell them what else you do? So they all thought I was like this corporate woman from like, the women business owners, like, hanging out with the crew. And then at the end, they found out I was a medium. So it's kind of shocking, but you can still be a leader, still be a medium. So that's what goes to show you. So I know I seem very relaxed. We have relaxing music on. It's great, but the energies, it's a very important office. I'm going to try to relax you because the energies that I'm going to be talking about are not too relaxing. So we're just going to try to relax you guys into everything I have to say for tonight. So I wrote it all down so I don't have to go off on a tangent like I normally do, although my tangents could be channeled and be good. Let's get this song. It's called Light in the Midst of the Darkness. And that is the theme. Light in the midst of the darkness. Okay. So with the world energy for this week, this is the week of what? October 5th. Right. So things are finally moving along in energy. Not as many delays as last week because we had all those delays last week. And if many of you are moving up in transition and transforming into that new energy that we've been talking about for 5 months, you would have noticed last week that life was like a skipping record and there was a glitch. So the old energy and those anchors inside of you that were like holding you down and holding you back for the last 20 years, they were still there and kind of like a skipping record. Like you couldn't move on to the next song. You were glitching and still being held up by the old energy, still being held up by your cycles. And while now the new energy is in view and you could kind of see what's coming up in the future, what's coming up on your road, and it's exciting, but yet you can't get there. Okay. So the energy still, there are anchors of energy in your body, mind, and spirit connected to the old life before we transition to the new dimension that have to be released. And they're not as easily released as we think. So we could be doing everything to prepare, but it really takes some intention on our part to really release that energy and be ready for the new life. Now, why is it so hard for this energy to be released? Why is it so hard for us to let go of some of those deep wounds, of some of that, the deep trauma that exists that causes us to be in cycles? It's hard because it became our friend. We've had it most of our lives. This is what causes the cycles and the dysfunction that I was talking about, whether that's in your love life, career, relationships, health, whatever that is, those repetitive cycles, right? And there's sabotage points, there's stuck points. So we're going to be talking about that in the manifestation seminar, how to get through those. But I'm talking about the cycles, okay, and moving into the new dimension. So this is on a bigger picture. This is a soul plan. This is the soul stuff that we're talking about. If you felt like you were glitching, like it was a skipping record last week and you were trying to move ahead and there was stuff holding you back, that means that needs to go. And it is as simple as a shift in energy. It is as simple as a shift in deciding to let it go. But you can't just mentally shift, because we've mentally shifted. I'm sure you've mentally shifted in the past 20 years to say, well, I understand the situation. I have knowledge of the situation, so I can let it go. Well, no, your body retains the energy. So in your mind could say, I've let this go. I've forgiven it. I've moved past it. The body still remembers. It still has memory of any emotional pain or trauma that you've experienced. And it's just not that easy to let it go. And that's what keeps us remaining in the cycles, because we're hardwired for that energy. And what seems familiar to us based on our past, and usually if you were on the wooden roller coaster, the steel roller coaster, and not the lazy river ride, which we talked about before, you're used to those ups and downs, you're going to attract like energy. And it's going to seem really, really dazzling. And it's going to seem like the star on top of the tree, but behind it's nothing. Like there's just like, it's a battery powered twinkly light that goes out like within a couple hours, because the batteries are not, there's not even enough batteries to keep it on. You know what I mean? So pay attention to the skipping records that are going on in your life and realize that you have to make some internal decisions to be able to release that energy. Okay. And be okay with it and move forward with it. So that's really important. Okay. But things are finally moving forward. Not as many delays. I talked about that happening this Monday. It has started. We are back on track. Remember how it took me till Thursday to do the office last week? That's why we had a lot of delays. Okay. So the other thing is, and why I have everything so calm for you, is because there's so many things I have to tell you that are not very calm, but we're going to try to keep in calm energy. And remember, there could be a lot of chaos happening in the world. If you remain in alignment and at high vibration, you are still in a different dimension within this dimension. And that's what you want to, that's where you want to be. Okay. And those anchors that are holding you down are not allowing you to really shift to that higher vibration totally. So you don't want one foot in and one foot out of the new vibration. Think about in your life where you've had one foot in and one foot out for most of the past 20 years. What areas of your life have you not committed to? Okay. You have to make commitments now. This is the time to make commitments where you are in vibration, where you are in energy, because what's going on in the world and around us is going to affect you based on where you're at in energy or vibration. And you can't exist in two dimensions at the same time. That's actually the most dangerous place to be, is in that limbo. But we remain in those limbo states because we don't want to make a commitment, and that's safe for us, but it still feels ultra ambiguous. Do you know what I'm saying? So, okay. So we are moving forward, but I want to tell you that there is an illusion of moving forward. I'm sorry to say. We feel it. Things are moving forward. But you will be faced with the most spiritual tests coming up the last 3 days and going into the next 3 days of next week that you have faced. And they're internal. They're based on your fears. They're based on your cycles. They're based on all of those things. You're going to be faced with spiritual tests. And this is where I come in to help guide you so that you make the right choices and stay on the right path, because so many of you are ascending and we want to keep you ascending. We don't want you to be brought down by those anchors that are all around the body. Okay. So this may be your most tested period, but it's so sleek and so sneaky that you're not even going to realize it. So usually we're aware of our tests. We're aware of when we're tested spiritually and tempted, and when things are presented to us that are part of our dysfunction rather than our growth. Okay. We're very aware of that and say, this is bad and this is good. This is part of, yes, I'm attracted to this and it's not good for me, but I know why I'm moving forward. I know why I'm attracted to it. And this is not very, sparkly and attractive, but I know it's good for me, even though it may be more boring. Okay. And this is a really weird song. I'm not really feeling it's doing much for me. All right. So where was I? Right. So the spiritual tests, and the spiritual tests are probably your most prominent spiritual test of the last 5 months of all these webcasts. And they're going to be very subtle, and you're not even going to realize that they're going on, because they're going to play into the mental spheres of your life. All right. So whatever created the cycles that you have been through in the past 15 to 20 years will return or has returned at the fork in the road. We're at the fork in the road. Your one foot is in one place and it's now in the other place. Okay. Now the biggest test is that I'm going to tell you this, and this is also on a world level. It's not just on a personal level. Okay. So you're going to be experiencing it personally. You're going to see friends and family going through it, and you're going to see it on the world level. What appears and what feels to be good and makes you feel wonderful inside is actually going to be the opposite in reality. And what appears to not be so good right now is going to be the good. Okay. So this sounds very weird. Okay. Pay attention to what's feeling good. Pay attention to what you're drawn to. Pay attention to what you're gravitating to. Pay attention to what you're magnetizing to. Pay attention to the temptations. Okay. Think about your cycles. This goes on in the world energy as well. It's going to be happening politically. It's going to be happening with everything you're seeing in the media. Be careful of, I don't know. Sometimes they say, and I'm probably getting this wrong, that the devil we know is better than the devil we don't know, right? So what appears to be the most dark right now is actually going to be the light. And what appears to be the appearance of the light is actually going to be a pathway into the dark. So you need to understand that what is drawing you that may feel good, there's nothing behind it. Okay. There's nothing behind that. There's no depth. There's just, it's shallow. Okay. And it's the way that the dark forces work to get you off of the track, off of your path of where you're headed. Okay. Now this hasn't happened yet in the last 5 months. What I'm telling you is this is really going to be your test. Your spirit, the biggest one you've ever faced is coming. Okay. And the biggest one we've ever faced as a nation and as a world is coming. Remember, I was talking about many, many months ago, we had the first agent of change, the second agent of change, and the third agent of change. And I didn't really know what the third agent of change was, but I feel it coming. Okay. And in the next 2 months, I feel it will be here. I feel it's connected to everything that's going on in the world, the politics politically. And I am not talking about one specific candidate over the other, but remember, we did talk about this about a month ago, maybe 8 weeks ago, that I felt like something was coming up with one of the political candidates not feeling well or getting something happening and throwing the election kind of off kilter, and everybody saying, what are we going to do? Well, apparently that has happened. And I think this is going to even throw us in more of a tailspin. November is going to be a very tough month. And your personal choices and goals have to be done. All of this cycling that we're talking about, all of these choices, all of these spiritual lessons that I'm talking about, this biggest test that won't appear as a test. It won't appear as something bad. It won't appear as something negative. It will feel great. It will feel good. It's going to try to take you down to that other road. Be very careful what your choices are. Okay. And I know I joke around and I'm funny and I try to make this entertaining, but this is serious stuff. Okay, because I want a lot of you to get to that next level. I want a lot of you to get to that fifth dimension that we're talking about. We're going to go into the new energy. You've been preparing for this new energy. This is the testing period. This is the testing time for our nation, our world, and you personally in terms of the vibration that we exist at. So like I said, there's a heaven, there's an earth, but there aren't just two planes. When I do my mediumship, there are many planes of heaven. There are many planes to the other side. There are many middle levels. There are many lower levels. Just like it is on the earth plane, there are many levels to exist at dimensionally. Your experience may be different today if you're at a lower vibration than it is tomorrow if you're at a higher vibration. You will hit events that you wouldn't hit otherwise. So it's so important that you really have the support system around you to run things by you. Because as much as the dark forces send us their agents, okay, at the same time, the agents of light will show up and give you, you are not just going to be bombarded by the dark. You also have the agents of light that show up and you'll have the choices, but you need to listen to both sides to be able to really hear what's going on, really hear what's being said. This is such a testing time, okay? In order, we all worry about how do we remain safe in the world? How do we remain, and it's not just one world is what people don't understand. It's not just like we're here on earth, we're all going to be experiencing it. There are many dimensions of this world. You can exist and be alive here as a human being in this world and exist on a higher level or a lower level. Remember I said the middle levels aren't going to be happening in those levels, okay? If you are ascending, the dark forces don't want that. They don't want you to ascend so that you can fulfill your purpose and heighten universal consciousness. They want to bring you back so that you're not a threat, okay? So it's really important that you realize your weaknesses. You realize what your kryptonite is, and you stay away from the things that appear to be drawing you that feel wonderful and like almost like a fireworks show, almost like it's just exhilarating, euphoric, addictive, obsessive, but it feels good to you. Okay. If I said any information, anytime over these past 5 months, this is the most important testing spiritual time for our nation, the world, and you. Okay. Very important. Now, we talked about the political climate. We talked about the different candidates. I wasn't sure which candidate it would be, but it turned out which candidate it was. The next 2 months is going to be very tough. The third agent of change, Mercury retrograde, is also upon us. And that's going to throw a lot off. Okay. Plus we have 6 other planets in retrograde. It's just going to get a lot done. So I want you to use this week to get prepared, get as much done as you can, and lay low. Don't make any decisions based on emotion. And run everything by your team or the people you trust. And believe it or not, the advice you're going to get from the people you trust may not be what you want to hear. It's not going to feel good. But just remember what I'm telling you. If you go toward what feels good this week, it may turn out that you open that shiny door and there's just a big concrete wall there, okay? I hope everybody understands what I'm saying because it's so important. All I can do is inspire you. All I can do is tell you what to do or how to do it or tell you your choices, but I can't do it for you. I wish I could wave a magic wand and do it for you. The hard part is that many people are going to be drawn to these things that seem good but are dark. And they're not going to pay attention to the things that seem dark, but yeah, that seems dark. Let me just. See, I have to play this royalty-free music. So it's not really music I like. It's just like having music because Otherwise, it'll be like a copyright thing. So this one's called Time Lapse. How fitting. Okay. I know I like to be funny. I like to entertain you guys. Okay. There's times to laugh, times to cry, and times to be like serious. And I'm trying to like keep it light, but I can't because this is serious information. All right. So use this week to get as much done as you can. Now, more positive changes are going to occur in and around January 1. Once January 1 hits, we're almost going to have the doorway is going to open and people are going to be going through. Okay. And the cycle of Aquarius of 2021 will start a new era. Where will you be? That's up to you. The month of October until the 29th determines your road along that higher vibration where you will have that safety, okay, where you will have that security, where you will feel like you're connected. Because up to this point, a lot of us haven't felt connected to ourselves, our surroundings, others. We just couldn't connect to our feelings, to our emotions. A lot of us were numb and we're in fight or flight because of all the anxiety that's going on, okay, of all the uncertainty. So we're not grounded, okay? This era, starting January 1, Age of Aquarius, or not Age of Aquarius, Cycle of Aquarius, 2021, is putting most of you that can move through these spiritual tests and finally conquer them. You have to do it, okay? If you're not sure, just give me a call. We'll talk about it, okay? But some of you may be so enamored and so fixated and so obsessed with this stuff that feels good that you're just going to be like a zombie drawn to it. I don't want that to happen. Okay. Don't want that to happen. So personal this week, there's big leaps this week if you can get to them. Make sure you get as much done as you can. Don't go too fast because then you're going to miss out on the detail. Don't go too fast. Go slow and with purpose. You'll get as much done as you can. If you're still glitching on the record player, but not as much as last week, okay? Keep moving ahead, even if it's a few small steps a day toward your goal. I always tell people right now, there's a lot you have to do. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of things people have to do. A lot of shifts that happen starting September 1st. Just try one step a day toward each of those goals. Small step, and you'll get there, okay? So I'm going to go to the chat because I haven't been reading comments because it was so important, like what I had to say to you guys. So let's just say what people are saying here. All right. Hi, everybody. Let's see. Angela, I missed you guys on Friday too, but we have such a great show coming up this week. I cannot wait. Kimberly, you love the chill and eat it. I hope you're still chilling after that information. Jason Snyder, hey. I hope you're on the path to a good day. That rhymed. Hopefully we'll see you on the show soon. Let's see. Oh, Angela, you tell me that's my new book idea. Intuition Leadership with Marisa. Yeah, maybe. I definitely have some leadership. Definitely have some intuition. I guess I could combine them into one, right? All right. So let's see. Okay, Michelle. You'll be home for a while, hoping to accomplish a lot with this new energy. I hope so. The more you focus on yourself, the better you'll be, Michelle. So glad to hear from you. Let's see. Wow, Gwendolyn. I was wondering why you're in Montana. You moved from Northeast PA to Montana to help with the transition. That's a good energy area. I'm glad you did it. Good job. Molly Grimm. Yeah, meatballs and sausage and hot dogs. Molly eats a lot of hot dogs. I hope you had one today, Mal. Don't ever forget what those good hot dogs are. All right, let's see. Roseanne, yep. Beth Ann, good evening. Nice to see you. Everybody's kind of been listening. Let's see. Okay, Mary Ann. Let's see. You're saying kind of unsettling, but thanks for the warning. This is good that you're unsettled, Mary Ann. This is good because I would rather you be unsettled with the information than you not have the information and feel settled and then make the wrong choices. So I'm glad you're unsettled. That's my job. I want to keep you unsettled because as a guide of this energy and this channeled information, I'd rather you guys have it than not have it and have a guidebook for what's ahead so that you can avoid it and move through it and have the most benefit from it. So if you're looking at it as, oh, this is bad information, this is a warning. No, this is not what I'm saying. I'm saying you have to take what I'm saying and apply it so that you can use it to your good. And that's what I'm here for, because there's people that aren't going to have access to this webcast or this information. You do. So you're ahead of the game. If you didn't have the information, you'd be a lot more unsettled down the road. We don't want to have that happen. A.N. Nober weighs in. A.N. Nober, you're going to have to come on. Look at that black cat. Oh, isn't it so cute? You 100% understand calm before the storm feels like. You're absolutely right. You're tuning into the energy. Your intuition is spot on, A.N. Nober. I got to have you on the show sometime so I can see who you are and what you look like and your energy. That's good. All right. Let's see. But like I said, Beth Ann sees it. January, yeah. But prepare for January before October 29th. Gwendolyn has it right. She's got to commit. Oh, you guys, I got to keep you on. You got to keep you steady. I got to keep you steady. Got to keep you on track. That's my job. All right, let's see. Stephanie, I have to keep this from the beginning. Oh, you have to catch. Yeah, you do. You have to rewind it, catch it from the beginning. But today was a good day. Worked great. Yeah, things are moving along great. These are emotional tests, my friends. Not work tests, not financial tests. These are emotional tests, spiritual tests. Different. Let's see. Lisa, it looks like you're right in the energy, babe. Looks like you're right in the energy. Something from the past keeps changing. Hanging on. Exactly. It's exactly what I'm talking about. This is why you have to take this stuff and talk to the people who are going to be truthful with you and honest, even if you don't like what they have to say, because it's better that you delay instant gratification now for blessings and abundance later. Very important. Carol, you're very unsettled. I'm sorry to hear that. You're going to get through that January 1st. It's a big change, okay? Jennifer, thank you for helping us know what the right choice will be with your advice. Yeah, ahead of time. This is a forecast. It's like you watch the weather before you go on a vacation, right? Well, listen to what I'm saying. That's why you watch this, right? It's not about me giving news just to give news. It's to help you make decisions, to guide you along the path so that you can move up in higher energy and be protected and be free of your chains that bind you. That's what we want to do. That's why you're here. Hi. All right, let's see who else. Michelle, working on new projects. This is very helpful. Yeah, this is good. Angela, looks like you went to see Nora May at Pathways to Inner Healing in Moscow. It's well worth it. I'm glad you went and you had a great experience. Nora was on our show. She does energy healing. If you guys want to help to remove those anchors of energy, she's the best one to do it. She's the one I recommend. Pathways to Inner Healing, Moscow, PA. Rita, you hope you didn't make the wrong choice this weekend. There's still time, girlfriend. There's still time to run your choices by other people. You have till the 29th, okay? Make the right choices. But don't take that as, oh, I'm going to make the wrong choices until October 29th. That's not a good idea because then you only have a day. Make sure you start making the right choices now and you get ready before the 29th, okay? Don't take that as, because I feel like some of you might, Rita, you might say, oh, well, I have time. No, get it done now. Really important. Okay, Stephanie's doing a good job there. Julie, you'll be retiring in January. Congratulations. Go off to the new energy with Godspeed. Awesome, guys. Well, I'm so glad I was able to impart this information with the nighttime office for you guys today. And like I said, the lounge is going to be bumping and grinding this weekend. There's going to be Bob Grant's coming back with his good old relationship insight. We're going to be taking some ladies live through his process. We have live music. It's going to be a blast. So thank you guys. We will see you on the porch this week and on the lounge. And I look forward to seeing you guys. Make sure you watch this a couple times because I feel like you might not get it the first time. Okay, not that you can't, but it's just there's things, little subtleties you might want to watch again and again and again. Okay? All right. And once again, it's Pathways to Inner Healing in Moscow, Pennsylvania. Nora Riley, Pathways to Inner Healing if you want some energy work. All right. We will see you soon. Bye. Good night.